From the great halls of vintage audio, we unravel the tales of 25 famous speaker brands from the 1970s, exploring what they were cherished for and what ultimately led to their decline. These stories are layered with nostalgia, innovation, and of course, the inevitable reality that saw them fade from prominence. Stick around, because the last few entries are bound to surprise you, and each tale concludes with the real reason these once celebrated brands disappeared from our homes and hearts. Number 25. Advent made waves in the audio world with their large Advent speaker, launched in 1974. These floor-standing beauties, enveloped in a walnut veneer, offered rich, full sound at a price point that made quality accessible. Enthusiasts adored the deep bass and clear highs, revolutionizing home audio. Yet, by the late 1980s, despite their initial success, the brand couldn't maintain momentum. As competition surged and consumer tastes shifted towards smaller, sleeker designs, Advent was eventually sidelined. The last blow landed when it was absorbed by a corporate giant, and the focus on high fidelity was lost in corporate restructuring. Number 24. KLH had captured the hearts of audiophiles in the mid-70s with their Model 6 speakers that boasted high efficiency and stunning sound at an affordable price. The brand's charismatic founder, Henry Kloss, imbued his products with a light, airy design that complemented cozy living rooms across America. Yet, despite their innovative approaches, the company's appeal dwindled with the rise of small, high-powered systems. By the early 1980s, KLH's fortunes dwindled as it struggled to keep up with evolving technology and the market's shift towards compact speakers. Ultimately, financial difficulties led to its demise, marking a swift fall from grace in the industry. Number 23. Acoustic Research, or AR, is where we find one of the originals in speaker design, famed for their 300 series speakers. With a reputation for stunningly natural sound and thick cabinetry, these speakers were beloved by audiophiles for decades. The remarkable soundstage, paired with a rich history, made AR synonymous with high fidelity. However, the winds of change in the audio market created a decline in their popularity during the 1980s, as innovative competitors pushed the envelope. In 1986, the brand was sold to a conglomerate, leading to a loss of its authentic touch. The last vestiges of what made AR special faded away under the pressure of mass production. Number 22. EPI, or Epicurean Products Incorporated, resonated deeply with worldly enthusiasts who craved stylish, full-range speakers. Launched in 1972, EPI speakers used innovative technology that delivered sound performance usually reserved for much higher price brackets. The aesthetically pleasing, minimalist design won the hearts of many households, becoming a staple in audio setups across America. Yet this glory couldn't last. By the dawn of the 1980s, the once revered enthusiasts began to vanish as demographics changed and the demand for smaller speakers grew. EPI fell victim to financial hardships and was ultimately sold and repackaged multiple times before disappearing from the landscape completely. Number 21. The legendary Bose brand, known for the controversial Bose 901 speaker, ignited fierce debates within the audio community. Launched in 1968, these speakers featured innovative design and reflections to create an immersive sound stage. Audiophiles either swore by them or questioned their very existence, creating a polarizing yet passionate following. Many loved the specific design that could fill a room while delivering an unmatched audio experience. Yet by the mid-1980s, their complexity and high price tag turned many potential buyers away, leading to a shift in public perception. As the brand moved toward a more consumer-friendly approach, the 901 model faded into obscurity due to waning interest in expensive, expansive systems. The next one was in half the living rooms in America, and it still died. Number 20. JBL was the name on everyone's lips with their L100 speaker, often dubbed the crown jewel of home audio in the 1970s. This iconic speaker was characterized by its striking orange grille and reputation for delivering powerful sound that filled large spaces. The L100 became synonymous with rock music, winning the affection of both casual listeners and audiophiles alike. Yet, by the early 1980s, trends began to shift dramatically toward compact and easy-to-install systems that appealed to a different generation. Even with its rich legacy, the L100 couldn't adapt to the changing landscape. Ultimately, JBL's abandonment of its signature designs in pursuit of contemporary trends saw the L100 transition into a mere memory, fading from the forefront of audio. Number 19. Sirwin Vega brought the pulse of the party right into the living room with its boisterous speakers like the Earthquake series, which debuted in 1974. Known for their ability to rattle windows and energize crowds, these speakers were the life of any celebration. They became a staple in many homes that craved a loud and lively audio experience. However, in the wake of fierce competition from cheaper, smaller systems that promised similar sound without the bulk, Sirwin Vega found itself losing its prominence among consumers. By the late 1980s, a rebranding strategy failed to rekindle the same passion and excitement with a younger audience. Their initial claim to fame shifted, thrusting them into obscurity as preferences evolved. Number 18. Infinity, which soared to prominence in the late 1970s, made its mark with direct radiating and innovative designs like the RS series. Known for crisp highs and an expansive soundstage, consumers fell in love with the brand's commitment to pushing audio boundaries. Their well-built models offered a captivating experience, making them a must-have for many enthusiasts. Yet, despite their early successes, by the mid-1990s, Infinity struggled to compete with the quick rise of digital audio systems and budget alternatives. After various ownership changes, the allure of Infinity dwindled, marking the brand's decline as technology rapidly outpaced their offerings and ultimately led to their oversaturation in the market. Number 17. ESS, known for their unique HiFi air motion transformer technology, impressed audiophiles with speakers like the AMT series, offering stunning clarity and detail. Launched in 1972, these speakers had a distinctive appeal that prided themselves on high-fidelity sound reproduction. Fans praised the ability to reproduce crisp highs without distortion, making listening a transcendent experience. However, as the consumer market shifted towards lower-cost alternatives, ESS struggled to maintain its foothold. By the early 1980s, the company faced mounting financial pressures that led to rebranding attempts and mismanaged production lines. Eventually, consumers lost interest as the niche market for high-end audio shrank. The dedication to quality evaporated as ESS dissolved into audio history. The next one was in half the living rooms in America, and it still died. Number 16. Bozak was a revered name in speaker manufacturing, known for creating finely crafted models boasting impressive performance. Founded in 1952, their distinctive B4000 and B3000 models captivated audiophiles with their beautiful wooden cabinetry and robust soundscapes. Appreciated for their superior mid-range and deep bass, Bozak speakers grew into classic items for music enthusiasts across America. Nevertheless, by the late 1970s, change was in the air, and consumer preferences began to lean towards smaller, more versatile systems. Despite attempts to modernize, Bozak was unable to pivot quickly enough, faced tightening market conditions, and diminished consumer interest. Ultimately, the production ceased in 1982, and even with their storied past, the brand faded deeply into obscurity, chased away by shifting trends. Number 15. Wharfedale initially introduced their diamond speakers in 1981, quickly capturing the hearts of music lovers with their rich sound and accessible pricing. These speakers transformed the audio landscape, bringing remarkable quality to everyday listeners. With natural timbre finishes and vibrant sound, they found welcoming residences in audiophile homes. Yet, as the years went on, changing tastes favored more modern designs and compact solutions, leading to decreased awareness of the brand. By the mid-1990s, despite their excellent reputation, Wharfedale's distribution dwindled, and more aggressive competitors took the lead. Production issues and inconsistent branding further complicated the scenario, blending the once celebrated brand into the background of the ever-evolving landscape of audio. Number 14. Utah speakers gained considerable traction in homes during the 1960s and 70s for their solid builds and appealing sound quality. These beauties were often praised for their durability and smooth performance. The brand struck a chord with those looking for reliable audio solutions on a budget. However, by 1975, as more glamorous speaker designs emerged, the once consistent market share began to slip away. Utah failed to effectively modernize their line and struggled to differentiate themselves from emerging brands. By the mid-1980s, consumer interest had plummeted, leading to inevitable closure. The brand's story comes to a quiet end, as innovation surged past it, leaving it behind in a technological fog. Number 13. Jensen was a well-known name during the golden age of audio, with their flagship products, like the Jensen triaxial speaker, known for offering a smooth and enveloping sound. Founded in 1927, they became pioneers in car audio and home speakers alike. Many revered them for the quality craftsmanship and auditory prowess that often graced living rooms and automobiles. However, as new sound technology developed during the late 1970s, Jensen found it increasingly difficult to keep pace. Their once dedicated fanbase faded away as consumer preferences shifted dramatically toward more affordable and compact systems. The brand ultimately succumbed to stagnation by the 1980s and quietly disappeared from the marketplace, relinquishing its place to fresher competitors. The next one was in half the living rooms in America, and it still died. Number 12. University Sound carved out a niche with offerings like the University Classic series, becoming synonymous with robust sound reproduction and relatively affordable pricing. Launched in the late 1960s, these speakers found a dedicated following among those longing to indulge in their favorite music. The company carved out a space in a crowded market for those craving vibrant sound quality without restraint. Yet, by the mid-1970s, as audiophiles began gravitating toward more sophisticated designs, University Sound found itself unable to sustain relevance. A lack of innovation and competition from larger brands ultimately caused its decline, overshadowed and outperformed, and soon they became a whisper of a memory within vintage audio circles. Number 11. Polk Audio broke onto the scene in 1972 with the legendary Monitor series, characterized by a warm, immersive sound that enriched any stereo setup. Their unique ported designs gained a quick following for the ability to deliver impressive bass without excessive distortion. Audiophiles praised Polk for their unique blend of performance against the trickle-down of higher prices in a burgeoning market. Yet, as technology progressed rapidly, competition became fierce and relentless. By the mid-1990s, the brand lost its original identity amid a professional-grade rebranding aimed at larger audiences. Polk Audio slipped further into the surrounding noise, becoming a forgotten brand in a highly competitive market. Number 10. The popularity of Cerwin-Vega reached dizzying heights when the Earthquake model hit the market, gaining a loyal following for its bass-heavy performance. Their unique ability to deliver powerful sound meant that they were often seen as the go-to for big parties and loud environments. Many music lovers fell in love with what felt like an immediate kinetic experience. Yet, as trends began to shift toward smaller setups in the late 1980s, the brand had difficulty adjusting while simultaneously maintaining value in their offerings. Ultimately, two ownership changes in quick succession failed to bring a fresh identity to the company, resulting in an exodus of key personnel and innovative spirit, leading Cerwin-Vega down the path of tepid obscurity. Number 9. In the world of high fidelity, one name remained a consistent favorite, the Klipsch, revered for their unique horn-loaded technology, launched in the late 1940s, with iconic models like the Heresy leaving a lasting imprint on audiophiles. Known for offering open and clear sound, many were drawn into the world of fidelity through their offerings. However, as the 1990s approached, further advancements in audio quality put the brand's designs in stark contrast against burgeoning digital technologies. Unable to fully modernize their approach, Klipsch struggled to attract a younger audience as the expansive sound field they championed began to fall out of favor. The brand shifted ownership multiple times, resulting in alienation from its passionate roots that ultimately stifled their market presence, leaving it to dwindle quietly. Number 8. Technics rose to prominence during the 1970s, bringing innovations that transformed the stereo landscape. Their SL series was widely acclaimed for their high-fidelity record players and speakers, establishing a firm place in many American homes. Audiophiles praised the solid construction and remarkable audio clarity, and entire generations fondly remembered their warm sounds filling rooms on Saturday afternoons. However, despite their rosy beginnings, over-reliance on the turntable produced a steady decline, especially as the compact disc era began to dominate consumer choices. During the late 1990s, Technics attempted a modern reboot but struggled to regain their audience as Nuance and competitors reshaped the market. Eventually, they fell silent, quietly exiting the audio landscape, once a hallmark brand, replaced by a new wave of innovation. Number 7. Yamaha made waves in the speaker industry in the 1970s with their NS series, offering fine craftsmanship and superior sound reproduction. These speakers found a loyal audience thanks to their ability to handle a wide range of genres with elegance and grace. People relished the rich sonic details and beautifully crafted wood finishes that adorned many homes. However, over time, competition from newer, more compact designs combined with changing consumer preferences affected sales. By the late 1990s, the NS series lost its luster amid a crowd of new competitors who captured the imagination of younger audiophiles. Faced with further challenges from evolving technology and diminished differentiation, Yamaha's once proud audio brand gradually faded, losing its footing in an increasingly frenetic market. Number 6. The legacy of Altec Lansing is grounded in rich history. The company's A7 voice of the theater speaker was the ultimate home theater aspiration. Its impressive sound made it a favorite among music lovers who craved an authentic theatrical experience in their own living rooms. These speakers were cherished for their high-quality reproduction, uncanny realism, and rugged durability. Unfortunately, post-1970s, the rapid evolution of home audio saw brands pivot towards smaller solutions that better aligned with modern lifestyles. Their products began to feel dated amidst the rise of increasingly accessible and compact designs, which led to Altec Lansing's eventual retreat from the market as it adapted poorly to changing tastes. The once great name eventually faded into memory, overshadowed by the very trends it inspired. The next one was in half the living rooms in America, and it still died. Number 5. Infinity Systems broke into the scene with their innovative designs and breakthrough technologies, particularly with the RS series that pushed the boundaries of what speakers could achieve. Loved for their clarity and immersive soundstage, they became a go-to for audiophiles searching for expansive sound. Their designs often captivated listeners, leading them to turn every session into a sonic experience. Despite this initial success, by the late 1980s, changing market dynamics disrupted their path and innovation became stifled under corporate ownership. Attempts to broaden their market led to floundering sales and dwindling interest, eventually leading to disorganized branding strategies that misted their once clear voice. Ultimately, the essence of Infinity became lost, pushing it towards obscurity in a fast-evolving market. Number 4. Definitive Technology made quite the mark with their BP series in the late 1980s, offering an innovative combination of bipolar sound and compelling aesthetics. These speakers wowed users with their immersive surround sound and elegantly crafted designs. Their uniqueness secured a following among those seeking high-end immersion for their audio systems, appearing in dedicated listening rooms across the country. However, as trends drifted towards more versatile surround systems, Definitive Technology struggled to pivot away from heavy designs. By the late 1990s, the competition thrived with compact models that cornered audiences looking for convenience over substance. Despite updates to existing offerings, the brand's once enviable status slipped from the radar amid the ever-shifting sands of the audio market. Number 3. The story of Acoustat is steeped in unique technology, most notably their electrostatic speakers that brought a level of clarity few others could rival. Launched in 1973, enthusiasts praised their sound quality and captivating imaging, making them a favorite among serious audiophiles. Yet, with great sound came more complexity and size. These large speakers required substantial power to perform and consequently limited their appeal. As smaller setups gained traction through the 80s, Acoustat could not maintain a stronghold on the market, faced with financial difficulties that permeated their operations. By the early 1990s, even with their passionate following, changing tastes and growing competition saw Acoustat retreat, leaving behind a legacy that echoed through history. Number 2. The storied history of Advent brought us the infamous Advent loudspeaker, which arrived in 1970, capturing the attention of the eye-believers among the audiophile community. With its warm, rich sound and distinctive appearance, it delivered a musical experience few could match without breaking the bank. The performance-to-price ratio was sensational, earning them a permanent place in the hearts and homes of many music lovers. However, by the mid-1980s, changing attitudes towards sound and advancements in technology shifted the landscape drastically. The brand failed to innovate, becoming irrelevant in a world hungry for the next big thing. Decision-making ultimately led to the company's closure in the late 1990s, scattering remnants of its grandeur across audio history. Number 1. It's hard to tell the rich story of vintage audio without mentioning Bang & Olufsen's Beogram series, a game-changer for home sound in the 1970s. Marrying exquisite design with unmatched sound quality, these speakers elevated the listening experience to something almost holy. Their wooden exteriors and high-end aesthetics lured sophisticated buyers, celebrating the notion that audio would become both an art form and an invitation to connect through sound. But as technology continued to evolve, the brand struggled to adapt fast enough to the waves of new electronics. A failure to modernize their offering and represent themselves in a burgeoning digital market left them vulnerable to extinction. By the end of the 20th century, the Golden Age closed its doors on another beautiful saga, embodying a larger pattern. Once you stand still in a world in motion, you risk fading into silence. As we traverse the winding paths of history, we see that brands rise and fall in the relentless cycle of innovation and shifting consumer tastes. For every cherished model, there's a powerful lesson: the landscape of audio is unforgiving,